Welcome back to Trendsetter Shaving, and today we're going to be doing the Scotch Stowe Chubby Handle DE Razor. As you can see, it's got a pretty good solid handle there, pretty good knurling on it. It is not all chrome. As you can see, it's got a satin finish handle. So far, I like it. It's got a good weight to it. It's got a pretty aggressive head on there. I haven't loaded it yet. The only thing I don't really like about it is the head on here is like a cast steel, and it took a little bit of while to get a blade alignment on this, but I will explain that here in a minute. So here's another look at it. If you guys can see, this is a three-piece, like I was saying, and the blade alignment on this is rather strange. It came with Astra blades, and I'm starting to think the reason why is because it's the only thing that really lines up good in here. I tried a Personna, I tried a Feather, I tried a couple other blades, and these two prongs here on either end the blade would just move freely. And I noticed my Merkur heads, that doesn't happen. The prongs on either end on the Merkurs are the same as the middle here. So it actually holds the whole thing, steady. But for whatever reason, the Astra blade seems to line up the best in this. So I'm going to go ahead and load up with that and show you guys the shave with this. But I mean, so far that's the only thing I'm not liking with this, is I feel like the head is kind of cheaply made. Alright guys, so like I was saying, you might find that when you put your blade in the head of this, that it's just kind of a weird fit and alignment. But I did manage to get lined up pretty good there. And a good way to check it is just underneath your writing there. If your writing on the blade looks really off, then you're probably off. I did find though, if you go ahead and actually push down on the head before you drop your combs, that kind of helps set that razor in there a little bit straighter. But we'll see here. I mean, so far I'm liking it as far as the weight, but we'll go ahead and give it a go here. Going to be using the Colonel Conk Full Glycerin, and just so you guys can see, it's kind of interesting. All clear puck, straight up, just like the old school, old time stuff. The regular glycerin line of Colonel Conk. So thought that'd be kind of cool to give that a try. It's a little old fashioned, it's more back to their roots, their basic stuff. So we'll go ahead and get lathered up here, and we'll see how the first pass goes. Alright, so we got a pretty good lather on here. The one thing I did want to show you guys is this is actually a fairly more aggressive razor as far as just being your regular scalloped comb razor. This is a 1904 Merkur, and then here's the Scotch Stowe. I mean, and as you can see, quite a bit more blade exposure on there. Not a lot of overhang on the sides. Actually, surprisingly enough, a little less overhang than what's on the Merkur. So we'll give it a go here. Get our angle with it. And I've only got about a day's worth of growth, but I figure that's a good enough test for this. I mean, any standard regular DE razor should be able to handle a day's worth of growth, right? So far it's not too bad. You can really feel that blade. It's a lot more aggressive than my Merkur is. And as always with our first pass here, I'm going with grain. I'm kind of happy I figured out the blade alignment on this, because when I first bought it, I mean, to be honest with you, I thought I had just bought a nice handle. I was so unhappy with the blade alignment, I actually went ahead and took my 1904 head and put it on this. because I couldn't get a blade to line up for anything with it. And you know, after playing with it enough, I figured it out. But I'm actually kind of glad I did. It's a little bit more aggressive. It's kind of interesting. So I would say this is one of those razors, like a slant or anything else, you want to be a little cautious with. I would say if you could line up a feather or a Personna blue or Gillette blue steel or something in this, probably wouldn't use that. Just from my experience of what I'm feeling with this is actually pretty aggressive for being just a regular safety barred razor. So there's one pass. Not too bad. I mean, right here it missed a little, but that could be because I didn't have my angle just right with it just yet. And we are using an Astra on there. You know, not the sharpest blade either, but so far not too bad. We'll see how it does going against the grain here. Across the grain. I am, however, really liking this Colonel Kunk Amber. Really smooth soap. Doesn't take a whole lot to get it to lather. So I'm really digging that. The one thing I am liking with this razor, I'm not really having to use my alum block too much. It's pretty good at picking up, you know, what's there. So right now I'm not really so sure if it's maybe the design of that head or the blade itself that I'm not really liking just yet, but I don't know, I'm starting to kind of think maybe it's just that head, because the blade alignment was so hard. And I've been using Astra blades for a while, so you know, I would think this thing would be shaving a little bit better than what it is right now. So like I said though, it is pretty aggressive. You can really feel that blade. No doubt about it, man. So you do really got to watch your contours of your face and whatnot with it. Man, because that blade is just sticking right out, as you can see. I mean, I do really like the grip on it though. Like I said, I like this handle so much that I did go ahead and put my core head on it, and you know, I'd say Scotch Stowe did a real good job there. For being a chubby handle, which is actually why I bought it, because I wanted to add a stubby or a fatty to my collection. And for being a fat-handled razor, I mean, I like the handle. But I mean, I kind of feel like they almost put all the time just into the handle and just kind of threw a cast head on it. So I'm not so sure how I'm feeling about it yet. Alright, so that was pass 2. You know, I really hate to say it, really not that close. You know, I feel like my 1904 or my 34C does a lot better job than that, even with the same blade. So I don't know. We'll give it one more go here. I might even go as far as to throw another blade in there real quick and see if I can get it to line up and see how that feels. Alright, so I went ahead and threw a Personna in there, and I did find out that you know, if you kind of push down in this head while you're loading it and then hold either side after you push down and then drop your comb, it actually fits in there or seats pretty good. Gets a pretty good alignment. I mean, so maybe it was just me. Maybe I just wasn't getting the alignment in there too well because I wasn't aware that you had to actually press down on it. However, I do kind of feel that's cheeky. You should just be able to drop your blade in and go. But I'm going to break my cardinal rule here and actually go back against like cross grain again to actually just see if this will even pick up what the Astra missed. So here goes. This is basically how we're going to find out if it was the blade or the head. Because if it's the head, it's going to miss it again. Because I know Personas are a damn good blade, so... You know, they don't use them in the medical field for surgery prep and stuff because they're crap. It's one of the best blades made, so... You know, if this Persona doesn't pick it up, then we know it's an issue with the head. So far, sounds like it's picking it up. And actually, I'm just using the not even the Personna blues, just the regular Personna reds. And, you know, they're a little bit cheaper, and I actually found they're just about as good as the Personna blues. And plus, those Personna blues are getting harder and harder to find. As far as general sale to the public. Alright, so let's give that a feel. You know what? I mean, I don't know. It's just still not getting in here at all. I mean, I'm fine and smooth through here. Pretty good through here. But my trouble spot's like right in here. And just right along the jawline. No, I mean, I'm sorry guys. I'm gonna have to just be honest. If you buy this, not a bad razor as far as craftsmanship, but as far as the head goes, I would say in all honesty, you bought a good handle. The head, I would go ahead and just toss, honestly. Maybe keep the combs, you know, if you want extra combs or something. But the prongs on this head, man, they really need to fix that. Those are just, they're cast, they're cheap, they're not big enough at all, and it's just, I'm sorry, not happy with it. Doesn't work for me. Even with two different blades, still got crappy shave right in here. And you know, any decent DE razor should be able to handle a jawline. Let's be honest. So just real quick guys, this is the Scotch Stowe. Here's the McCord. Okay, you see the difference on that? Yeah. So until then, get your shave on, gents.